Okay, today I want to talk about using the AAA traffic management feature. It's a new feature within the Netscaler 9.0 product, and it basically lets you provide authentication to any VIP that you have. So currently I have a VIP that terminates at our internal help page for our Citrix solution. And I'm going to go ahead and enter that in here. And let's say we've merged with another company, or let's say we have some sensitive data here, and we want to provide authentication or a way to view it and authenticate with either incumbent credentials, or you want to use an external authentication source. So the first thing I'm going to do is create an authentication VIP. And I'm going to bind my cert. And I'm going to type in my VIP here. Bind an IP. And a very important step after binding the IP, the domain has to match. So for me, it's cdc.gov. If you were Microsoft.com, dia.mil, something like that, that domain would have to match that. And here we have the different authentication policies. And this is where you could actually instantiate an external LDAP server or an external authentication source. For this lab, I'm going to use local and LDAP. And here are the policies. I'll get into these a little bit. These policies, close this and go to the policies here. These policies, in addition to your authentication policies, are the same endpoint analysis policies that come with the VPN product, where you can perform endpoint analysis. So if there's a specific machine attribute that you want, you can actually put that in here. Let's say there's a specific registry key with a secure set of machines, and you want to make sure that anyone that browses content has a specific process, service, file, or registry entry. You can set that here and then and apply that policy to those systems and restrict access to any web-based content. And I meant to close that, sorry. So we have our authentication VIP. So now I'm going to go back to my load balancer here and to the actual web content VIP. So we have an authentication VIP and a web content VIP. This is the web content VIP. And I'm going to tell it to enable authentication. And this will prompt anyone who attempts to access this web page to provide their credentials. So again, if you're an external person or a merged company, you can provide, let me refresh here, and here it's prompted me for my credentials. Let me just clear the syslog here. So this is where you could provide external users and allow them to use their LDAP servers to authenticate to your web content. And there I did a failure on purpose, and I'm going to look, and as you can see, it will log all failed logins with the username jsmith and their IP address. So now I'm going to go ahead and authenticate. So now I've logged in and I can get to my actual web content. And if you look, there it shows the actual login and the actual get command that was run. You can actually log those files that are accessed by end users. Let me figure out how to do this. There we go. So as I traverse this website, you should see my activity. Here I clicked on the FAQ, and if I scroll down here, actually let me grab it. You'll see right there I have a user ID and the actual HTML file. So if there was sensitive data here that got changed and you would want to know everybody that accessed it, there you have my user ID, my IP address, and the actual HTML content that I accessed. So there's a few reasons why this is very valuable. One, if you're in a hospital and you have all of your hospital records, say in a KICS environment or on a DB2 environment, and you want to be able to allow people to access them and still authenticate to them using Active Directory, you don't have to make any third-party middleware. You can actually place the web content behind your Netscaler and have them authenticate to your AD infrastructure and be able to get to the content even though it's on a Unix system or a mainframe system. So, and let's see, I'll go here, and here's another instance. When I click here, you'll see again username, the actual HTML file that I accessed along with my IP address. So what we have is complete absolute accountability and the ability to force authentication to any user who attempts to access your web content, whether they're using your company's identity management solution or if you've merged with a company and you need to allow them to authenticate to their identity management solution. Again, this is John Smith, and hey, I managed to get one done in under 10 minutes. Thanks, guys.